Welcome to Division 2, Match Day 2 of the Simulation Soccer League. I'm Socc, back again for another season, joined here by Sarah, the voiceless creator. And Sarah, in a first match day full of results that we saw last time out, what do you think we'll expect to see with this one, with a lot of intriguing matchups to come?
So it was very straightforward last match day. Everyone ended up with a winner and a loser. Uh, I'm excited to see if we get any different results. We certainly have an opportunity for one of these teams which have yet to find a point this season to find a point. FC Kaapstad taking on Inter London at the end of our match, but here we have A.C Romana taking on uh, Accra. Accra winning and A.C Romana, I believe, had a loss in the opening day. 4-1? No, wrong game. It was 2-1 that they lost to Reykjavik.
Right, and uh, they will, of course, be vying for promotion. They were mid-table finishers last time up, and Romana currently do sit in fifth, probably on alphabetical order, while Adova Accra just sit outside on third, thanks to the goal they did end up conceding against Red Star Lao last time out.
Yeah, A.C Romana have committed to this slow build, so I don't think they'll be seeing them push too hard for promotion this year. Of course, it'll only take a few runs for them to have a chance, but I think they'll likely be just as happy with the fourth place finish.
I have to agree with that, as it looks like Accra will try one and get one. It's Rob Tucker, third of the season for him, already a header right in front and just beat out Patrick Carrigan to the left side.
And for Rod Tucker, that is number 3 for him. He had a brace in the first match day.
Yeah, was already scoring the Accra's both goals, and he seems to be the main front man this time around, as Carrigan ended up beaten. By the way, if I had a nickel for every Simulation Soccer League player that took the name of a Brisbane Bronco, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice, as there's a second header for this game that has been put through right past the keeper, and this time it's Jeffrey Levert to immediately equalize.
Canadian forward gets it done here and brings it even keel for his side. That is what is Levert's first goal of the season. Definitely not his first of his career, as he looks to help propel AC Romana into what is eventually likely going to accumulate in a Division One ready side.
Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Levert has been in this league for a fair while, and one of the few veterans that we see is his through again here against King, and he got a hand to it, but couldn't stop it from going through. And Levert had a double just 12 minutes in.
Absolutely lethal here from AC Romana, and they're showing a lot of creativity in their passing. This one coming from all the way back on the keeper there.
It went all the way from Carrigan out to Tyson King, about 3/4 of the way down the pitch, headed it down to Levert, who had the one-on-one and just raced by him. Already we've had 2 yellow cards shown out. One of them was to Levert. Didn't quite catch you the second one was for. We'll update you on that one, as now it looks like Romana will get on a third goal attempt break, and Levert is troubled by shanking her, but comes back to him. And now he tries to set through King, now covered by Carey, in the save by his opposite surname. That one is taken out there by backline Carey, recovered there by Schweinsteiger, Tucker the cover, and gets it out of play.
So we're seeing a lot of aggressive possession here from AC Romana. Not too surprising. Looks like they're lined up in a 4-2-4. So really playing to their sort of style today.
Indeed. When I mentioned the opposite name, by the way, that is of course because we have 2 Kings and 2 Nunez's in this game. Of course, we have Tyson and sorry, not Tyson and Milton. I'm getting myself confused here. So the Kings are Hannibal on Accra, the goalkeeper, and the uh, other forward there, Tyson King. While, of course, you do have the Nunez brothers that are working. There is Milton and Tyson. So it is actually two Tysons. I didn't have it right initially. I just don't know why I kind of double thought myself into that one as Romana already looking to put themselves up two here with Nunez. Levert looked for a run. Instead goes to Schweinsteiger, who
What a
finds the
header.
near post. Beautiful header from about 15 yards out and placed perfectly to beat Hannibal.
You just do not see that anymore. What a beautiful header.
Well, I mean, I think we did see it, but it was a beautiful play nonetheless. Schweinsteiger got right by Taco Cat, who was beaten for the equalizing goal and ends up letting one through again here, but to grin and bear it now as Romanis will now hold a 3-1 lead. Just 26 minutes in. Hopefully, this isn't building to be an absolute bloodbath like we've seen in previous Division 2 encounters. But here's Levert to try and tap in, but the flag is up.
Great
I got
catch there.
overexcited that time.
That would have been Laver's hat trick,
Yeah.
but instead Schweinsteiger's second goal of the season is still the latest goal on the board. 2 on the year for the German winger so far.
Already started to tally up the goals on here as here's Zaoni through for Berbatov, and Berbatov finishes. And that will make it within one. And it's only 27 minutes gone. This is getting insane.
Yeah, nope, definitely not over here. Accra have not thrown in the towel. It's way too early for that. Instead, it's going to be Berbatov who finds the goal there. The tip of the formation in this is a 5-3-1-1.
One might call it a 5-3-2, but due to the staggering of the forwards with Tucker and Berbatov, that
Could
ends up
call it a
looking.
3-5-1-1 too,
Yeah. Either
or a
way,
3-5-2.
Nunez for Levert. Now Tyson King looking for his double and in off a post. Wasn't his double, rather, but he did have the assist before. But it's another goal tallied up here for Romana. It's 4-2 at 34 minutes.
Yeah, the second striker in this formation playing next to Levert. It is about time he gets his fair share and pounces on that opportunity. I think maybe King thought that was headed to the left-hand side, which is why he hesitated. Instead, he drilled that into the near side. A shot that went across the body too. Not something you see too often.
Indeed, is Romana already building towards a fifth here. Here's Fazzolatino over to King. Fazzolatino the header, but that time Hannibal has it covered.
That is the first goal of the season for King, the Canadian forward. Actually, Levert and King, both Canadian.
Canadians representing Romana and have already produced goals for them in spades as Levert tries to find Schweinsteiger. That time, Votako Cat had it covered. Oh, Tyson King hit the clearance with his head and went right back off the post. Nearly ended up locking into 5-2, perhaps. Ended up not going through for him, though. As Nunez will find a silver, already looking for one final opportunity in this first half. Tyson Nunez wins it back. Terrence over to Jeremiah. Now for Milton. And Schweinsteiger. Now Tyson Nunez sends Schweinsteiger through, looking for his second, but that's saved by King.
That looked awfully close, though. That's a great save there by King.
He had a lot of area to aim at there, but just kind of put it on net. And well, was easily deflected away as Berbatov now wins the ball back, looking here for a counterattack. As Schenkinger on his inside goes over to Dean and just sells things down for now. Schenkinger over to Berbatov. Tried to find Faradian on a run, but missed times a pass. That will take us to halftime. With Romana definitely having the run of the goals here. But the goals have been thick and fast and more than I think a lot of people would have expected.
Yeah, it's been, well, you kind of said it earlier, a bloodbath. What we were looking to avoid, well, it happened. And here we are. We're only at halftime.
Yeah.
Though it certainly looked in favor of Romana in that half. Accra were able to grab 2 goals on the counter there.
Yeah. I mean, they've had 2 shots on target and converted 2 goals, so definitely some critique can be leveled towards Romana's defense and their goalkeeping as well. But we did have one change here. George Murphy was brought on for Facilitito. Murphy attempted to cross in with his first touch, but stopped by Llewellyn.
So it's that left winger that we'll see Murphy play in.
Here's found a DN after a yellow card at Terrence. Just couldn't find the angle.
Wasn't too far off, though.
Yeah, just kind of put a little bit too much underneath that one, and that'll likely happen from a lot of these direct free kicks. As definitely Romana have played with a lot of, I wouldn't know how to describe it honestly. Violence, perhaps. I mean, we have called this a bloodbath already, and already
Aggression.
have multiple yellow cards. Aggression, yeah. Terrence, Smart, Milton Nunez, Levert all have yellow cards, and here's Levert now looking for his hat trick, but that time King able to turn it away for a corner. For the whistle went for offside, but no, it was for the actual stoppage that went on in play as Nunez whipped it in and was headed out by backline carry. Tucker immediately to it and snuffs out the danger. Romana have not had a single free kick entire game thus far, so been
To
very
be fair,
clean.
they
Here's
haven't
Levert
needed
now.
it.
Oh, he tried to absolutely put the power in it for the hat trick, but that time was wide and high.
Yeah, they're not really drawing the play too far into the box or even outside the box. They're quick to pull the trigger this game, and we've seen it work for them.
Yeah, there's another bit of a quick trigger pull there from Jeremiah, perhaps, as he took a shot from outside the area and ended up going wide.
You know, some days I do know what I'm talking about.
Like to think so as well. As there's another shot on, and King able to stop it at his near post. Tyson Nunez to take the corner. Whipped it in, attempting to find Terrence, but couldn't get to him and was cleared out. Murphy now attempting a little break here. Levert finds Tyson King, dances around Whittington, gets a pass out to Schweinsteiger, shot blocked there by Carey. A good attempt, but snuffed out. Accra looking to at least bring it within 1 on this play. Dean in for Berbatov! And again, Accra have brought it to within a 1-goal game.
And now it gets a little nervy for A.C Romana. You had mentioned it earlier, a lot of these players on yellow cards, which means that defensive positioning so important right now. One slip up and it becomes a disaster.
Yeah, and well, I mean, perhaps they just didn't want to challenge him into the air for a potential of a second yellow card, not to mention giving away a penalty there. But does end up working towards Accra coming back into this match, but they still need to find one more, and it will be a real dagger if they let one through here. King has saved by his counterpart. King couldn't get one past Hannibal. They are still looking for one more, but as long as they think they could keep it down here, they should be able to secure the 3 points out of this match.
The king and net got the better of them that time.
I'm ticking down here, and it looks like Romana should have this sealed up. They don't look like they're going to press for anything more. And with where the ball is now, it's going to be very difficult for Accra to launch anything, and that will do it. Romana runs it out and take a 4-3 victory. One that's probably closer than it should have been, but nonetheless deserved.
I'm going to champion Accra here. They played very well. In fact, I think they were good pound for pound on a different game. probably a better team. But AC Romana did a really good job controlling their possession and did a really good job of continually attacking Accra's defense and just couldn't hold.
Just all quality chances there for Romana that I think really seal the deal. Even if Accra did have their moments, especially with having the run of the free kicks. I mean, 61% possession is very difficult to try and score from in most scenarios. As we get underway with our second game, Red Star Laos facing off against Montreal United.
So match day one was not what Red Star Laos had hoped for in the opening to their season. It was closer than a lot of people had anticipated. Ooh. It was a 2-1 loss for Laos. They lost to Accra. Accra now winning. Believe 6 points on the season. Yeah. No. They just. I'm silly.
Yeah. The season hasn't really started yet. As Moda, the shot was deflected there, I think, by Messi. Went out for a corner. Is whipped in and headed away by Changshan. Funyun's got it back though, but was offside.
On the other side, though, Montreal United had a very good start to their season, a 4-1 rout over Inter London.
Has seen them temporarily pushed up to the top of the standings. As here's Jones in, tried the near post and hit it right on it. Duke was beaten for all money there at his near side, but nearly got away with one. And, well, I mean, I did get away with one. Let's be honest with ourselves. He did. Manone finds Motor, counter attack on the near side, and Berger saves that one that was right on. Antabenza for an intercept, intending to find Chicken, going from Motor to Manone. Manone's shot is up over the top. Looked like Berger had it covered. Direct free kick here for Funyuns. Funyuns whips it in and leaves Mathieu's header as wide. Montreal looking to build now. About 10 minutes gone. Nothing on the score sheet just yet. War 2 for cross. Try to find Pedersen. Was cut out there by Jones though. And Berger looks to launch the counter from the back. Benz, however, was there for it. Already has a yellow card to his name. Pedersen. Gonna dance his way around Jones. Whipped in, tapped by Berger. Hold on, Wilk to casual. Shot, rebound, Funyuns. Carbone barely blocked it out. Fantabens gets back onto it. Pedersen now for Motor. Adi Nagatoto tried to make an intercept there, and the pass intended for Funyuns couldn't get there. Wartooth beats Rigmarole. Now for Funyuns and Vilk. This right side build anything. Wartooth through pass was not mattering because Wartooth was in the offside position. Immediately, Lau looking to hit back following that. Nazrim time, covered here by Funyuns. Vilk moving over to assist. Gets back out to Changshan Princess. Out to Jones, out of Nagatoro. Through ball for Rigmarole. Shot near post, saved by Duke. Cleared Mathieu. Back out to Berry. Berry tried to lob pass in. Tried to head it away by Cinnamon. And offside on Furious Chicken, who was ruled to interfere with play.
So, for me, this is going to be an interesting tactical matchup.
How so?
I just wanted to see if Montreal can make it work there. So, Laos are playing in a 4-1-3-2. The three being very aggressive. They have a winger on each side, an attacking midfielder, two strikers, right? They do have that stability in the defensive midfielder, but otherwise they're very exposed in the center.
It is. There's going to be a penalty there.
Oh.
Pedersen was fouled there by Jones. Likely just going to be... No, they will say yellow card for Hunter Jones. Going to be Manone here to try and take this penalty. And it's saved by Berger. Went out for a corner, but was able to redirect it out. Funyuns tried to find Casual on the other side. Was shot was tipped by Berger again. Cinnamon now try to go back inside for Rigmaroll. Or Rigmaroll had it blocked rather. And that went out for another corner. Montreal still hunting here, following for penalty. It was saved and Rigmarole heads it away and Laos survive the scare if only for the moment.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say watch the midfield, but it didn't really happen that way. Cutting in on the left-hand side, that's how they earned that chance, and you don't need to overwhelm the midfield when you're shooting from the center point. Fortunately, as you just saw, it doesn't always go in.
Yeah, Josh Berger did very well there, I feel, to save that one. It was well aimed and just gets the right way that time as War2 finds Vilk, but his header had a lot of sauce on it and not much nugget.
Burger, the off-season acquisition from Tokyo, I believe.
Was a good intercept by Casual, trying to center the ball as Motor finds Vilk on a run here. Can he beat Berger and Carbone? This goes back here for Funyuns. His shot blocked. Headed away there by Messi and then taken back by Jones, and they survive once more. Finding a little through ball once again here. This time for Wartooth, working against time. Goes back to Vilk. Now Funyuns. Addy got the ball and ended up getting it out for a corner. Could have been a second penalty there had they only got the player though.
I don't think I actually said what formation Montreal playing. They're playing a 3-4-3.
I don't believe he did, no. As Rolo Martinez was able to hop on that corner, but ended up
There it
being
is.
one back. Yeah. I mean, I look at that and it looks more like a 5-2-3 to me, but I understand calling it a 3-4-3. Playing with those two forward wing backs of Fortooth and Pedersen, who have been quite dangerous thus far, as Casual will find the aforementioned Pedersen. He crosses the ball in for Funyuns. Good save, Berger. Just got the hands to it and tipped it out for another corner. Funyuns with the whip in, but headed away by Strawberry.
I think we saw Buenos Aires, it might have been, employ a true 3-4-3 last season. I'm a big fan of that. And what that means is with the defensive wingers, by the way.
Wartooth over to Messi. Messi ends up finding Rolo Martinez. Try to get Chicken on a through ball. Did end up finding him. His shot is from well outside, and Duke had enough time to get over to it and save it. Funyuns whipping it in. Casual! Far post! 1-0 Montreal. And it won't count for offside. I didn't see the flag go up, but that's how bad he was.
Very late offside call. There's late replay too. Not very clear there, but I guess it was offside.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 goals that Montreal feel like they should have had taken off the board. Referee right now with 1 minute 15 on the clock. Having gone past the +1, Furious Chicken, a shot was not dangerous. And Duke had it saved, and that will result in half time where Montreal, I mean, we saw last time where the XG totals didn't really match up with what we thought the game should have been, and it's the same, but absolutely down the opposite end here. Montreal 2.96 XG, a lot of that due to that missed penalty.
I don't think it'd be unfair to say though that Red Star Laos survived that first half.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That was the point I was actually going to get to, but it feels like they're just kind of playing not to lose right now.
And it's working. We'll see for how much longer.
Hold out for so long, I feel, against this Montreal attack. I'm sure a lot of players on Into London would have to agree with that one as second half commences. No changes either side. Bone looks to find Chicken, and Lau looking to try and mount their attack. Ari try to be stopped by Funyuns. Funyuns lost his feet there and looks to be down. Rigmura whipped in for chicken! And suddenly they've hit the front. Bismo Funyuns is still down. And a Furious Chicken has scored. Perhaps that might be considered unsportsmanlike there to continue playing on through the injury, but they took advantage of it and ended up scoring.
Yeah, the extra man really did make a difference. They were missing a man marker, and Chicken took advantage of that. Turns out Funyuns may have been a little bit emphatic about the injury because there he is. We'll see if he can make it through the rest of this match, though.
Finds Manone and his header. Saved there by Berger. Does seem like it's going to play on, though. He is definitely not 100%. Might just be that they don't feel like it's something that he can't play through. And it's better
Well,
to have him on than a potential replacement.
whatever his injury is, the SSL certified doctors will make sure he is all back to health before the match day next.
Indeed. They do work quite well, those medicals trainers. Here's Vilk, who just had a close moment a bit ago. Wartooth does find Funyuns, who seems to be walking okay. Moto finds Vilk again, but that one blocked by Berry and out for a corner. Whips it in, headed away Hunter Jones, recover Manone. Goes for another crossover to Funyuns. Did get himself back on side following taking the corner. And it seemed like it's come a Funyuns last, so it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, that was a really risky tackle there from Red Star, but they made it work and got it out for the goal kick.
Pedersen now. Pedersen against Carbone. The save again by Berger. And out for another one.
Now Laos to take the win here. My man of the match already, Josh Berger.
Indeed, he's been playing beautifully thus far. As, I mean, he's stopped 8 shots and has stopped 3 clear-cut chances.
Well, I mean,
Hard
Laos, Montreal put up 3.5 XG. They have no
Yep.
goals to show for it, and a big reason is Josh Berger.
Yeah, it does seem like they'll be able to escape with one. As the time is ticking down, Red Star Laos record their first ever Simulation Soccer League win at home against potential favorites Montreal United. What an upset.
What a massive win for Red Star. They've been working towards this. Behind the scenes, I've seen a lot of change going on in the team and a lot of new individuals stepping up to the plate. One of those people being their striker, Fierce Chicken, who scored today. Big part. Rigmarole coming in, a new addition to Red Star with the assists there, and Josh Berger, right? Acquisition from Tokyo, just pretty well earned them their first win. 3.5 XG for Montreal United. If I were the Montreal manager, I'd be fuming.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be ran into a hot tendy and just couldn't escape it.
Yep, because as a coach, there's nothing more you can tell the team to do. You did everything right except for a score. And
Yep.
sometimes it just happens to be that way.
Let's stay unlucky and go next as we head to the third game of the day, to be Seoul Mythic against Reykjavik United. As we get underway, I think we should just go over the tactics as quickly as possible before we get into the action.
So over on Seoul side, we will be having today a true 3-4-1-2 with those defensive wingers I love so much. On the Reykjavik side, we are going to be seeing a 4-2-4 from them with 2 defensive midfielders instead of a regular midfield. So featuring 2 double pivots, a more older version of the 4-2-4.
Very curious, as Okamoto there ended up just being unlucky not to score that one. Will be a corner though. Taken here by Hugh Mann, whipped in here and headed away by Manone. Of course, we have 2 Manones in Division 2 right now. As mentioned before, one on Montreal, who ended up having that penalty saved by Josh Berger. There's a header there offhand by Demi Paul, but was saved. Also, one on Montreal is Dexter Manone, and well, one on Seoul. Seoul, right? I'm not being foolish here. It is Seoul. It might be Reykjavik. I think I'm being foolish. It is Reykjavik. Yeah, Dante Manone. That one whipped forward there, headed away by Pork Tenderloin. Now a break here potentially. Here's Yidacek with it. Being hounded there by Letitia. Aloisi, the header over. Humanic drive! And he ends up scoring, but is called back. And that was a referee offside as well. I don't think the linesman was in position there to see it.
Ooh, that was entirely the line judge's decision there. I think a good one. He was offside if by a fraction of his chest.
Yeah, even though, yeah, I think he did have a step in front, and that ended up being the driving factor there. I think the only reason why I said that is because I thought he was
Ooh.
a bit further down the field as Soderberg winning two difficult challenges there. Ends up getting it over to Man. Man down the right flank, looking to whip it in here, looking for Okamoto! Oh, Lua gambled and lost, and Okamoto with an easy tap in from 6 yards out absolutely roofed it.
Can I just say I love this new Seoul. That they're another team that saw a few changes come this offseason. They lost their midfielder Michael Mueller to, I believe, a trade. Mueller headed up to Division One. They loaned in Helena Soderberg to fill the gap, and what she's really done, and what this has really allowed her to do, is become a destroyer. Tokyo had often used her in an aggressive winger sort of fashion or a midfield attacker role. And here, playing for Seoul, she fits into that defensive role in the midfield. She just destroys people.
Yeah, I mean, some people might call them bushwhackers, but I mean, they all count at the end of the day, and it's safe to say that Soderberg, even though they might only be here for one season, has become the new heart and soul of the team.
Definitely a fan favorite, if not a commentator's favorite. Listen, I
Not
just
getting
like
any
seeing
reaction
really
to the
good
heart and
things.
soul. All right. Paul finds Aloisi save Lua right at his near post for a corner.
I just like really good tackles, all right?
No, that's fair. I also just like making absolutely terrible puns. Also, didn't notice now that they do have the two Bergs, I believe, of the SSL with Kjell Holmberg and Helena Soderberg.
Well, they're them being Seoul, are hoping they don't hit an iceberg this season. They've
There we
been
go.
looking.
Here's Paul, a shot save Lua. And Scarpetta cleans up the danger, and immediately a counterattack here launched here. Lopter racing by. Ryan did catch up to him though. Hall looks to go again, but Holmberg comes over to cover.
It's been a
Anyway,
few
no
seasons
icebergs.
since Seoul has been relegated from Division One. I believe they originally went down with Inter London. Inter London having since gone back up and coming back down again, and Seoul's still here. So it's been a bit of a process for them.
And I think they
But
can trust it now as they do hold the league going into the break and feels like they have had the best of the play and have really been able to do what they usually have been able to do as they had a golden night in the 22nd and scored in the 23rd. Was that was rightly offside, hence why that is not 2-0, but still, they've had a run of play and I think deservedly are up 1-0 at this break.
yeah, absolutely. Um, I think that well, it's really close. I do think that Reykjavik are good for a goal. We'll see if it happens though.
Still have to wait and see on that as we did have one change. Gunnar Kennedy is brought on into that right defensive winger spot, replacing Liam Ryan as O'Rourke there is fouled for a free kick as Okamoto and him share some words. For whatever it is worth, I am no, what? No, I shouldn't say this on the air. Uh, No, me and Liam Ryan have a bit of a chasing down to do as Paul finds Aloisi. Aloisi against Lualua and beats him to his left. But Rocker Aloisi immediately goes to celebrate as Seoul go up 2-0.
Perhaps a big reason why I've loved watching the progression of Seoul is the progression of this striker right here, Baraka Aloisi. Once upon a time, an inter-London forward, returning back to Seoul, has really, in the last season and a half, found his striking boots. In
Yep.
seasons prior, has been a really good target forward, really good in the air, but just sort of lacked the ability to finish. And he's worked really hard to correct that part of his game. I love to see it.
Yeah, it's been a definite improvement for him. As here's Letitia looking for Reykjavik's first goal, goes over to a rock, walked it back for Claudio. Over to Hall and now Manone. Victor, of course, had that 2-1 victory against Romana last time up. As here's Zaid. Tipped away there by Neuer for a corner. And of course, Seoul last time out did have another 2-0 win, which is as the score is now. That one over FC Kaapstad. And he finds Roberto Scarpetta. Ball was knocked away there by Aloisi, swept up there by Dante Manone, who just selects to play it back. Finally have a yellow card in this match after the already, I think, 10 yellow cards that were issued in our previous two games. That one for Eric Hall. Not called on much. He gets it to O'Rourke. Walked left side to Lopta. All again. Waits looking for options to develop. There's one of Scarpetta down the left wing. Covered closely by Holmberg. Does whip it in, looking for Andrews, but was headed away by Jiracek. Dante Manone won it back. Andrews goes back to Letitia, getting up on that right flank. Walked across for Lopta. Lopta the header across. Oh, he nearly had him beat. Mertz got back to the line and tipped it clear with his head. Letitia back over to Lopta. Punched away by Neuer. Rourke shot blocked again by Cole Mertz. 2 game-saving stops there. That was great work by the player manager.
Former manager.
Manager, excuse me. I always forget because he was previously Division 2 manager, but has stepped down from that role. I believe it's formerly on Montreal. Promise I'm smart.
I believe it is Hugh Mann who's the new player manager.
That would track. Head it out to Lopta. Lopta the drive. Neuer had to jump up to stop that one, but did well to do so. There by Hall. Headed away by Mertz. It would be correct in Hugh Mann being the new manager. I wasn't not aware of a change, in fact. That happened recently, and yeah, I was wrong on, I believe, Matt's managing Seoul. Either way, has gone back to being a regular old player as Soderberg's tried to whip one in for a potential third. It nearly leaked over the line, but the whistle had already gone. And Seoul secures themselves a 2-1 victory, and Manuel Neuer, another goalkeeper, looks like it's a player of the match on this.
Yeah, 7.5 from Neuer, which is really surprising because I personally remember a lot of highlights in which he was amazing. I mean, certainly he had the 1 or 2 saves there, and that's all it would take really, or looks like it. I think his defense played exceptionally well in front of him. Only what 3 shots on target for Reykjavik and 12 in total, right? So a lot of defensive positioning has to do with that. But credit to him, more credit is due. Man of the match.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was between Manuel Neuer and, by the looks of it, Shion Okamoto, who did score that initial goal. Both of them earning the same match rating, but looked like the nod went to Neuer. as we get set for our final game, which is Inter London against Kaapstad. And both of these teams that were relegated last season are now at the bottom of the ladder. Kaapstad -2 and Inter London -3. So the worst of the teams gets the advantage in this one, being at home.
Yeah, so Wednesday for Red Star Lao and A.C Romana means that they all have points on this season so far. So at the end of this, only one of these two teams will remain pointless on this season.
Are you
Actually,
saying there's not going to be a draw
untr-
here?
untrue. They could both draw and they both have 1 point. So
Yeah, I was about to say. While we're still getting underway here, I mean, we have gone 14 minutes, but nothing real notable as of yet. Any tactics you want to mention that Inter London have brought out for this one?
nothing in terms of changes. They're playing in a 4-1-2-1-2, or that narrow 4-4-2 diamond that they've employed in last season. Something that they have lined up in this year as well. On the other side of the pitch, Kapstadt playing in a 4-1. It's a 4-2-3-1 with an asymmetric midfield.
Yeah. I think it's something that Inter London have also run in the past as McGurk finds Pinkman. There's a save there by Hall. Put away there by Tato.
Yeah, and the other two common denominators between these two teams is the player Scott Muffin, former Inter London winger, making his way over to FC Kaapstad to join the management crew over there, join the coaching staff.
Yeah, but there's a header in Clements. It's found by DeFleur and ends up scoring right on his near post. And it's a 1-0 lead early on here for Inter London.
K. Clements' second goal of the season, and drilled that. Well, not as well as DeFleur hit this cross. Gary Hogg was tracking him there, but DeFleur was able to sneak that around Hogg and hook that into the path of Clements.
Did very well with that one as it's DeFleur again with it. Flicked it over to Yore. Back to Yore, and now DeFleur finds Clements again! Oh, the connection finds its mark! Only 4 minutes apart, and already it's 2-0.
The quick fire double here for Inter London, and FC Kaapstad are in a little bit of trouble. They're going to need to slow the game down if they hope to right this ship. Inter London are playing in front of a raucous home crowd. Raucous, I
Yes,
apologize.
raucous. There we go. You know, look at just how perfectly timed this is. Whoa. Nearly caught offside. I think Kamavinga's the one that played him. It might have been Tato on that left back, or right back, excuse me.
Rave Blanks.
And we weren't quite at rave lines, but we were about at the point of, let's say perhaps strobe effects. As there's another ball, that time whipped in by Clemens. Looked to find Svici, but it's cleared out for a corner. Sorry, should I say Jerry? Jerry looks for Yorde, but the header is over the top.
Now, the floor playing on the right-hand side of this formation for Inter London, he's been given the freedom to kind of roam up and down the pitch. I think we've seen that happen today. He's really been a factor as that right wing back.
Yeah, I mean, has already come through and is looking for another cross here to find Clements again. Was nearly a 7-minute hat trick, but the header was over the top. And I mean, with regards to the freedom that DeFleur is given, I prefer not to speak. If I speak, big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble. People who know can connect the dots there. As they were looking to threaten there, but was quickly snuffed down on that left edge. Here's the floor once more, now running here against Muller. Still given plenty of space here. Worked inside for Clements. Back to the floor. Out to Yorde of the edge of the box. Allowing now for Pinkman and McGurk. Through the center. Might look to the left edge this time, perhaps. Turtles playing a little bit further back here. It does eventually whip it in for Clemens to put a header on, but stayed there by Hall.
Now it's funny that this is happening a lot. Inter-Londoners finding Clements, despite there being two strikers in that box. They're playing in a two-striker formation. Speaking of,
Yeah, there's Jerry trying to get a shot on there, but was blocked by Camavinga. Might just be to Clemens' skills and aerial threat, and also perhaps being the faster of the two, though I need some tests on that one, as that time Guerra ends up shutting down the attempt by the floor to whip one in. Jerry tries to find Yore, headed away there by David Doug. One thing that I would like to note in terms of not getting in big trouble, found the floor was lamenting a 27 game goaler streak. You're a right back. Get it together. Yore
well, I mean,
now. Over the top of Pinkman and a great save there, right on by Hall.
I feel like we have more than seen our fair share of commentary about goalie streaks from known defenders.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose you have a point as the floor again going for a run there, but Guerra that time had it covered off. Doug's clearance. Clements was right in front and had nowhere to go with it, so it just took a wild deflection. McGurk finds Clements off a bar! And nearly, I don't know how that bounced out for a goal kick there with how far it went out, but I guess it just had a bit of backspin following that attempt. One would have thought had it bounced another way, I could have stayed in here. Here's Jerry one-on-one. Perhaps I could dribble too many as Hall was able to narrow the angle there, but Kaapstad have been completely shut out of this game. And into London hold a 2-0 lead thanks to the quick goals back-to-back from K. Clements.
Yeah, Inter-London have absolutely controlled the run of play, and so much to the extent that FC Kaapstad have not mustered a single shot in the first half. Uh, I will say that there is some history between these two teams. FC Kaapstad and Inter-London were both promoted in the same season and both relegated in the same season. But to a deeper extent, the draw in which Inter-London and FC Kaapstad had, FC Kaapstad's only point in the season, I believe were relegated Inter-London as well. So
Yeah. Well, to an extent,
perhaps
there
a
were a lot
little.
of factors that went into that. A late equalizer from União Sao Paulo forced that, and an absolute trouncing of the hands of FC Hollywood 7-2 forced that one as well. In spite of what was rumored to be a gentleman's agreement, ended up completely falling flat.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's a lot of factors that went into it. But also a single point. You
Yeah.
know, we often talk about how much a point could matter,
Yeah. In this case, the
and
points do matter. As here's Clemens nearly got himself a hat trick. He's had so many chances to convert it. One has to worry if you'll ever get one here. As he has looked incredibly dangerous throughout, but a couple of times just hasn't been able to convert it. Here we go again. The floor that time decides not to take on Guerra. Goes over to Yore. The floor this time whips one in for Jerry, who hit the bar, I think. Or at the very least hit the back stanchion.
someone check the post for FC Kapstadt. I think they may have installed a force field barrier.
Had to just put on the extra coat of paint, and that was enough. That time a shot was nearly trying to duck itself in there. Didn't quite find its target though. Oh, here's Pinkman. Left it over here for the turtle. The turtle with a lot of breathing space here. Goes inside for Bud Light, large box McGurk. The turtle again looked to find Clements. That time Camavinga got it though, and the floor gets back to sweep up. I'll work here against Guerra, but that time was one. Is it Guerra or Guerra? I'll go with Guerra for now. That's the one I'm used to. Sherwood now for Hulkavoto. Goes over to Guerra. I'm now switching in between the two because I don't know how to control myself. Muller now. I was looking for a shot here, but Simev did not feel confident in the run and just headed back out by dives in a lot.
I think it's of the Che variety.
That's Guevara. Climates a
Yeah.
shot. Saved by Doug. I'll go Guerra. We'll just stick with that. If you are listening, by the way, do please correct me in the Simulation Soccer League Discord, which you can also join if you're watching this.
Click the link below.
Yep. Everything's
Also,
Clements. The goal is not the tunnel. I don't
well,
know what he was
perhaps the
thinking there.
goal
He's
is to
way
be
too many big of a run.
in the tunnel. 7 minutes left of time on the clock, not included stoppage time, of course.
Yeah, as here they send another run here. Jerry finds Clements. That time he's got it. Finally converts the hat trick after so many chances. 3-0, a dagger, and a hattie for Clements.
1-on-1 through the keeper. If it wasn't going to happen here, I don't think it was going to happen this match. And really great counterplay for Inter London. Really well set up by it was McGurk that really set that play up. Jerry kind of finished the play on with the pass. We'll get the assist here, but Clements with the run, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
Perfectly
it felt like a right play to go to him, and we nearly had rave lights once again. As that will likely see us through to the end very shortly, at least. Thinking there was a chance there for Jerry on that free kick, but there was not. As Inter London come right back with a victory. A Clements a 9.6 match rating with his hat trick and 9.3 for foul on the floor of 2 assists. And Kaapstad did not have a single shot that entire game. I have never seen a team so thoroughly dominated like that.
It's happened once or twice, unfortunately, to FC Kaapstad.
On a game I've called.
I've also seen it happen to Red Star Laos once or twice,
That's last.
unfortunately, in their inaugural season. But no, a thorough trouncing by Inter London. I think it's fair to say pure domination there, 61% possession. They didn't even allow a single shot in the direction of their net. They controlled the play throughout. It's hard not to when you have so much time on the ball, right? And just really well played by them. A thorough 3-0 victory, and I think they'll take that after the bouncing that they got from Montreal in week 1.
Yeah, and you can see just how wild it gets with the standings there. Seoul, the only team with 2 wins. Kaapstad, the only team without a win. Everyone else has 1 and only separated by goal difference, with Montreal at 2 and Reykjavik at -1. And everyone else is pretty much just alphabetical order. Well, that in the meantime will do us. Sarah, do you have any final words?
No, I'm really happy with the quality of matches today. I think we've gotten 3 shutouts or clean sheets from teams, but offensively, I was really happy to see some really quality chances from all sides.
Yeah, and some very impressive victories all round, especially that 7-goal bloodbath we saw of a 6-goal first half between Romana and Accra was a sight to see. Either way, that will be the end for our broadcast here of Division 2 Matchday 2 of the Simulation Soccer League. With Sarah, the voiceless creator, the rest of the staff, and the board of directors of the Sim team, I've been Socc. We shall see you next time.
Good night.